Hello, everybody. Pop Culture Curator here. So good to see you all. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're staying warm. Hope you're all happy and content with your families. It is Wednesday evening, so we are back with two more episodes from the classic series Gilligan's Island, and we're on season three. Tonight, we're going to be covering the episode nine, "Ring Around Gilligan." From this, it was aired Monday, November 7th, 1966. And the description is as follows: Mad scientist Boris Balinkoff returns to the island with a new invention that turns the castaways into human robots, whom he plans to use to commit the ultimate crime. And first of all, I'd like to say hello to my fellow panelists, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. How are you doing tonight, Gorilla?
Oh, doing pretty good there. We had a lot of excitement today that I posted on the group there with not every day we get our heat team set out.
I'm guessing your heat team is probably the same as what we call SWAT.
Yeah, it's high risk entry and assault team or something like that, or
Well, I
armed
guess somebody
team.
go ahead. I guess somebody decided to screw around at the wrong time. You don't want to do it with them around the corner, right?
Yeah, well, it's kind of frowned upon when you just walk up to someone in the lobby of a hotel and pistol whip them.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah,
But I'm guessing they got what they deserved.
yeah. They managed to resolve it pe- peacefully there. I don't know how they. I just don't understand why people barricade themselves because they know you're gonna get caught in the end, or try running. Yeah, I'd take a chance running if you're that desperate.
Yeah, you barricade yourself. All you're doing is making things worse, obviously.
Yeah, but people aren't that smart.
Well, you're definitely right about that. A lot of dumb people out in the world. And I'd like to say hello to the chat. Looks like first up was Gap After Dark. Hello, Gap. Good to see you. Gap After Dark says hello, all.
Yeah. Hey,
And hello,
Gap.
Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne.
Suzanne Epstein says hello, Pop. And hello, Suzanne. Good to see you all. And she also says hello, Gorilla. And Suzanne says, hi, Gap. So we have everybody saying hello to each other. That's cool. And Gap says, hey, Suzanne, gorillas. And hello, Cody Guy. Cody Guy's here. Looks like waving.
Oh, they should have put Gorilla Raid right in the chat. Yeah,
Hey, Suzanne, gorillas. Gorillas? I don't know why they say gorillas. It should be gorilla. But Gap After Dark says, hey, Suzanne, gorilla. And there's Cody Guy waving. And Suzanne Epstein says, Cody Guy, hello. Looks like some of you guys are here pretty early. Tonight's stream should go by relatively quickly. We do have two episodes tonight, two entertaining, in my opinion, funny episodes. And I think you'll enjoy them too. I did put a poll in the chat. If you're able to vote, please do so. Let us know which episode that you find the most. No, sorry. Let us know which episode you prefer the most. Which one do you enjoy? And since his Gorilla Raid from his earlier stream. Oh, you had an earlier stream, Gorilla?
yeah. So justified on
I'm sorry,
Wednesday.
I missed it.
No, you're totally fine. There's two good episodes tonight, though.
Oh, very cool. Well, that's good. That's nice of you to have some people come over.
Yeah. Though all our expectations were wrong there. We thought seriously there was going to be some people getting shot in the episodes, but nope.
How much of the series do you have left to go?
2 seasons.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
we got 27 episodes.
Now, which network did it originally broadcast on?
I'd have to Google that.
Oh, it's no big deal. All right, so we are going to get started here. Let me share my screen.
I'd like to say it was a CW, but I think it was wrong. No, FX.
Oh, good. Yeah, it can't be that bad as CW. That is total garbage if it's on there. And let me get my subtitles ready to go here.
I don't know. This is their highest ranked show with 4.2 million viewers. So
What was? Well, very cool.
yeah. Now, not gonna be giving any spoilers there, much spoilers there, but we had that blank that how did what's his name there, the guy Igor get his body back. You ever wonder that? Like, I think this would have been much better if they would reverse the episodes.
Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. So I would want to give an ignorant opinion and then make a mistake. And here we are with
Now,
our. Yes, go ahead.
I know. I just thought it's like food for thought. Thought there's because before he was a cat and a dog, and him and his other guys, the, the cat and dog switched places with him and his assistant.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So it'd probably work a lot better if it was worked if they did it in reverse or switch the orders around for
Oh, okay.
Aries.
That's possible. And we got our opening. And it looks like we have a visitor to the lagoon. You remember who this is, Gorilla?
Yeah, that's Igor Blankenov or something like that.
Well, Igor was his assistant in the last episode, if I remember correctly. But this is Vito Scotti.
Yeah,
Yes, so he's been on. This is definitely not his first appearance on the island. He's been on here before.
yeah, he's in the one episode where they take him to his castle that's out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, which makes almost no sense. But anyhow, I'm not bashing it. I'm just making an observation. But
And he was also in the episode where he was the Japanese soldier. What, Pooch? Of course you're going to start now.
yeah, he was a Japanese sailor. So sorry. Yeah, and so wait, he's a Japanese soldier. And so sorry, my island now. And diagnosis, won't you please go home? I believe that's other Vito.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right. And here we are with we open up with Skipper and Gilligan building a raft. And he sends Gilligan off to get vines. And what's I gotta look up. I apologize. Give me a moment. I want to look at the name of the characters so I make sure that I address them correctly.
Well, you're doing that there. Where were we? Welcome, Oiler Greg. There, and he says, "Giant Spider says hello." And Suzanne says hello to Oiler Greg.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hey, Scurvy, how's it going?
Good to see you, Lemon. Boris Balinkoff. That's it. Boris Balinkoff.
Yeah, everybody's just saying hi to each other here. And Oiler Greg says, "Reverse the polarity."
That just might help.
And Oiler Greg says, "The mad scientist." Yep.
Yes, the mad scientist does return, and he's tossing this ring ahead of Gilligan, hoping that he'll find it. So apparently he has something up his sleeve.
Yeah. Now, did you notice how flimsy that raft was that they were building? That would not have held
Oh
up.
yeah.
That thing would not held up on the ocean, but they had to make it that flimsy there, just
Oh
so so that we could have it for what happens later.
yes, you're totally right. Well,
Yeah, and
plus they
hey,
don't give it. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say, hey to Pickles.
Hello, LDG. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But plus, they don't get a chance to get very far on the raft, as we see every time they
Yeah,
start working on it. Their work, let's just say, goes out the window.
yeah,
So Gilligan finds the ring and figures it's worth a fortune and puts it on. And now we got Boris here with his assistant Igor, which is a bald monkey apparently. Igor, we have found a genuine pig. A guinea pig. What am I talking about? Guinea pig. We get an introduction, and apparently he has a remote control. Just a moment.
Oh, yeah, you gotta love any episode that has Vito Scotti, and he's actually pretty good there. Oh, and it's true.
He's
I
always
went to see
good
that
playing those.
today.
I'm glad to see it's working last finally. But yes, Vito Scotti was the master of eccentric character roles. And here he is sending Gilligan commands via the remote control.
But I can't remember what his commands were.
Yes, my
Yeah,
obedient little guinea pig. And Gilligan keeps getting the name mixed up. And he keeps calling him mad scientist. Mad? No. Scientist? Yes. And of course, now we get exposition. We get an introduction of what his evil plans are. He got that machine on the island with that little boat, but oh well, because that machine probably weighs a lot, I imagine.
what? Oh yeah. That's how. And where did it come from? It came to the island with an empty boat.
Yeah, I'm guessing he had to make more than one trip. But apparently, this big old machine here is what he uses to control the ring. Thereby, whoever's wearing the ring gets controlled as well.
No, it's pretty cool
Yeah.
effect there though with the ring. Every time he activates the ring, you get a white sparkling flash and a boing.
Yes, showing that it's controlling somebody else.
Yeah, they use the same effect in that one episode of Star Trek: The Original Series. I think it was the one with the Romans there.
Oh,
Every
I wouldn't
time
be
they just,
surprised.
Scotty can tell me which episode it was, but I can't remember. I think it was a season 2 one.
Scientist, yes. Mad, no.
It's more like scientists, yes, man, nah. Hmm.
And he tells him when he comes out of the trance, he'll forget everything. Now go
Yeah.
back to your little grass shack.
So this was just a test.
Yes. Now we are here with the girl's hut. So now Gilligan's collecting parts for the raft, and the girls are making a sail.
Oh,
Right, and this is how it doesn't understand the importance of the sail. All she's concerned about is her dress.
yeah. Well, I'm actually kind of surprised we they don't try to. Well, I can understand it would get tiring after the thing there, but what they could have done is to had like a bunch of broken rafts like in the background, they're constantly trying to build some kind of rafts to get out to the shipping lane. I'm actually
That's
surprised they don't
true.
do more. Like I would like to see that in more episodes. Failed attempts just kind of screwed like in a to a pile of different ways they've tried to attempt to get off the island.
Yes. And here we have Mrs. Howell notices the ring on Gilligan's finger and wants to use it.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't
she
even
says, "Will you
really
lend it to
ask.
me?" Doesn't
Well,
really
I think
ask.
that
She just takes it and puts it on.
yeah, I think that's how the Howls get a lot of their stuff. They don't ask; they just kind of and people are just kind of shocked how brazen they are.
I'm not surprised. She may even be a kleptomaniac for all we know. And
And
Gilligan says, "Oh, it doesn't mean we're engaged."
yeah,
And meanwhile, later that evening, back at the Howell hut, now he thinks, remember now that Boris thinks that he's talking to Gilligan, but Gilligan's no longer wearing the ring. Listen to your instructions carefully. Pack the suitcase with thousands of dollars and bring
yeah,
them to me.
yeah, he's kind of funny. He still thought it was Gilgan.
Yes, he told Gilligan, to clarify, he told Gilligan, go into the Howell hut and pack up a suitcase full of thousands of dollars. But since Mrs. Howell's wearing the ring and she's already there, she starts doing it. And as
Wait,
she
what?
does it, Mr. Howell wakes up.
Why would she just grab that? What's the case? He already has packed full of money.
Well, they're probably doing this to elaborate for the audience, I'm guessing. Otherwise,
Oh,
that would
okay.
confuse people.
Well, we see quite a few episodes there where Mr. Howell already has a case full of money. He just has to
Yes.
open up and grab some out of.
And he wakes up and she's doing this. Levy, what are you doing? I'm packing a suitcase with money, she says. And of course, Mr. Howell's not surprisingly shocked because she's packing the money up. And he says, my dear wife has been struck by some island madness. And she says, go back to bed, Thurston. I'll probably get struck for that, I'm sure. But we get a little bit of judo going on there, judo action by
Yeah.
Mrs. Howell.
Yeah. Now, did they have him on wires when they did that, or?
No, both stunt people. It's a very
Oh, I
easy
thought.
stunt.
Oh, I thought Olivia or I thought they did their own stunts there.
No, not for that scene.
Okay.
So she takes the
Yeah.
suitcase and he's knocked out cold. Igor, what if they have found Gilligan stealing the money? See, he still thinks it's Gilligan. And here she comes in and surprises him, but he's okay with it as long as he got his money. I heard and I obeyed. Good show, my fair lady, he says.
You,
And of
you
course, his
know,
other plans were.
that guy. He could have probably got a crap ton of money out of the house just by offering to rescue him. Instead of stealing it from him, and there he could have probably gotten a ton of money freely from Mister Howell.
That's very possible.
Like tell him
But he
for a
says, I bet
million.
if he's.
Like tell
Go
him, for
ahead.
example, yeah, I'll rescue you, but it'll cost you $1 million, or making some absurd amount.
Yes. And now Mrs. Howell goes back to the hut and turns off the ring, which snaps her out of the spell. Okay. Sorry, I got to every now and then I got to mute so I can cough.
I no, that's cool. It's kind of
Not
amazing
very
that
thin of me.
once the ring deactivates, they're like they always ask like, "Why am I doing here?" It's like, but no one questions it until later.
Of course.
But
And
I
she's
suppose
wondering
the
what
show must
Thurston's
go
doing on the
on.
ground. Yes, yes,
Oh, he's
exactly.
still laying there.
But he does remember. Thurston, what on earth are you doing? And he tells her that she attacked him. I'm going to sue you for assault and battery, he says. Mommy warned me about you bastard girls, year long gym classes. My poor darling, you're delirious, she says. So why are you so frightened of me? You gave me a judo flip. He had a bad nightmare and fell out of bed. She's telling me he just had a bad dream. And he says, heavens, I'm impaled because he accidentally pokes himself on the bed. Thank you, dear. At least he's got Teddy. Good night, Teddy. Look at him. He still doesn't trust her. And now we have the next day. And she's telling Skipper about what happened. For some reason, he's a mass of bruises. And Skipper's jokes he probably fell off of his wallet. Now he's reminding them to start packing their things for the raft, but to only take necessities. And of course, that's always difficult for Mrs. House. She wants to take everything. One very unhappy passenger in first class, she said. Like it's going to have a first class. And now Skipper has the ring, and he's admiring it as he's walking through the jungle. I can't understand what Gilligan sees in this ring, he says. And this is where you were talking about the effect with the Boeing.
Yeah. I
I
wonder
have
why.
just discovered that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, never mind. Thought this. It, I'm just overthinking things here. And hey, PvP, how's it going?
Hello, PvP. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I have just discovered that you are building an escape raft, he says.
Yeah. Oh, and yours to destroy the raft. Destroy it.
Right, he definitely does
Now.
not let them leave in the island.
Yes.
I do not want anyone to leave this island until I have completed my experiment.
Yeah, and they're just talking. This is what we're talking about at the beginning there with them having destroyed the raft.
Yes, master. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Roger will go over now.
Who's Roger? What's
It's an old saying they used to say on the radio when they were saying over and out to other people. And as Gilligan is building the raft, here comes the skipper.
yeah? This is the way we build our raft. Build our raft. Build our raft. This is how we build our raft. Build our raft. All right.
Unfortunately, Skipper breaks it with one swing of the axe, which shows, yes, it is definitely flimsy.
What are you doing? Destroy the raft because it's there. Or was it because of Ken?
Right, that's what he says. I'm destroying the raft.
Oh, because it's there. Oh. And PvP says, been a weird day. Day was frustrating work day, but good news on Twitter if you know what I mean. Yeah.
I think I'm going to cancel my reservation on this thing, says Gilligan.
Yeah.
And of course, Skipper wakes up from his daze.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have blacked out, he says. Maybe too much sun.
Yeah. Hey, but I will tell you, that raft's a lot more sturdier than Boeing planes right now.
Yeah, that's true. And Gilligan's still confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He hides the axe. And of course, Skipper's not realizing what happened because he was out of it at the time, being controlled by Boris.
Oh
He
yeah,
says, you destroyed the raft, and he doesn't believe him.
oh yeah, that was Boris playing like the shop.
Don't try and lie your way out of this one. Gilligan, will you knock that off and start rebuilding the raft? So here we go all over again. And Gilligan's talking to himself, and as he does, here comes Ginger. Oh, he said, pardon me. Is what was there? Who wrecked what? Gilligan keeps talking to himself, and of course, Ginger doesn't know what he's talking about. And she admires the ring, and she takes it as well. Boing. Now Ginger is being controlled by Boris. I hear and I obey, she says. And of course, he tells her to destroy the raft. And Gilligan tries to stop her, but he doesn't get a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it's there. Yeah, and Suzanne says, Yepper's great news, PvP. He goes, yes,
I don't want to
Suzanne.
talk about it, guys. I don't want to talk about it, and don't read any of the chats that mention him. We're talking about
Okay.
Gilligan's Island tonight, guys. Sorry.
Okay. PvP asked how many rafts have they built now? Like, are you talking about in total or just this episode? Because that's the third one this episode. There.
And of
And
course, he's admiring Ginger. Our robots are getting better every time.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And,
Sorry.
and this ain't Boris Karloff. This is Vinny Scotto.
Right, but his name is Boris.
Okay. No, yeah. I don't know if he's trying to say the
Oh,
actor's
he's
name
paying.
or.
They're paying homage to the actor Boris Karloff. So that's why they're saying the mad scientist's name is Boris.
Okay. I was just go by what the chat was saying.
Oh no, I know that's fine. The raft is destroyed.
Since he had her under his control, he could ask for a whole lot of stuff. But he's being nice there.
He is being nice and respectful, so that's good. He's not a creep.
Yeah.
No, you better return to your friends. I hear and I obey, she says. And now, as he's talking to Igor, we must rehearse him for this fantastic crime of all time.
I thought Igor was supposed to be a man.
Well, he was in the last episode, but now he's a monkey.
Yeah.
Good, as new, all patched up and ready to launch. And Mr. Howell comes along, and you're going to do this? What are you doing? So now he's telling Mr. Howell. He thinks Mr. Howell is going to destroy the raft. So Gilligan does before he's able to. And of course, Mr. Howell doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's destroying it because it's there. Mr. Howell runs. Oh boy, that boy has flipped his bun. And here comes Ginger, not knowing what's going on, of course. What are you talking about? And he says, well, if you stick around for a while, I'll rebuild the raft and you can destroy it again, he tells her.
Oh, giving up after the second time. I said, screw it. I'm not good. I'm not building it again until people stop destroying it.
Right. Or go build it somewhere else.
That'd be a lot of crap to move. I would just gone on strike.
So now we have where unfortunately Igor gets his hands on the controls. And Gilligan has the ring again. As we see, Igor activates the machine. And Mr. Howell and the professor happen to be watching through the window. And Igor's just making monkey screeches. And Gilligan starts hopping around.
Oh yeah, they're just watching Gil. He's gone insane. That boy has.
He has had his distemper shots yet.
Oh,
And now Boris wakes up and sees that Igor is controlling
yeah,
the machine.
but I got I got a question. But wouldn't it require the monkey to actually speak into the thing instead of just moving around and copying what the monkey's doing?
I don't know. I think they're doing it for comedic effect.
Oh yeah, I know they're doing it for comedic effect. It's something that just didn't quite make sense to me. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay.
And PvP says the only thing that raft would support would be the monkey.
Well, they never get a chance to finish it to find out how strong it's going to be. Now here comes Igor. He drops the bag next to Gilligan's hand. And there you can see it there by Gilligan's elbow. Sorry, guys, it's hard to catch it because we have to show frames. I can't show videos or I'll get copyright warning. I'm
Yeah.
sure I already got one just for the little video I showed already.
Yeah. And basically, basically all that's going on is that he got dropped off a bunch of rings, or he got told to go put the rings on all the castaways there, and make sure not to wake them up. Now, when Gilgan only repeated that, put the put the ring on all the castaways, but did not repeat that, don't wake them up. I thought they'd all wake up wondering, hey, what the, wondering what was going on.
Yeah, you would think, right? Igor has just delivered to you a small sack containing 6 small rings. Distribute the small rings to the other castaways immediately.
Yeah. And PvP says that overlay is looking good now.
Getting better, I'm slowly tweaking them. I
Yeah.
forgot one day when we showed Lost in Space, I forgot to add the overlay. I didn't realize until afterwards. I apologize for that, guys.
Totally all
All the
right.
gold bars in Fort Knox.
Oh
You are my
yeah.
admiral.
Oh yeah. They're planning. He wants to do a trial run on robbing Fort Knox. But I heard that Fort Knox is actually empty now. We haven't done an audit since, like, what is it, August of '79?
Our money's distributed in a bunch of places. Yeah, it's not really stored in one place anymore.
Yeah.
Here in the Bay. In fact, it's most likely in banks. Now the
If it,
girls are. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, if it's still around, still if we still have it.
Yeah, you're right about that. They're probably spending it as fast as they get it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust them, especially after 9/11. During the night, we will collect coconuts. They will represent gold bars and bring them to the big hut. At the count of three, you will begin. One, two, three. And now they all come out in trances.
Now,
Unfortunately, Ginger. Go ahead.
I will say they did a good job with it when everybody was supposed to be in a trance, that they actually acted like they were in a trance. I thought they
Yeah, I
did
like it
pretty
too.
good job with that. I was actually halfway impressed.
And for once, we get the view of everybody's huts. Wake up. Gilligan's waking up Skipper. My arms, I must have strained them when I was sleeping. His arms are tired.
Yeah. He's like, explain that. There's just a big giant pile of coconut.
Right.
That stuff like that would
What's
be
the
like,
big idea? And Skipper says, well, you don't know anything about that? I don't like work. In fact, I hate work. Well, first you wrecked the raft, and now this. I ought to give you a big fat lip. Goodness sake, where'd I get that? So here's the skipper realizes he has another ring just like Gilligan's.
and nobody's questioning him, like taking him off and questioning it.
No, well, this is he realizes now there's where they get this noise outside. What's going on out there? Gilligan, why do you stand on my feet? So they're trying to run out there clumsily. And all the castaways are all doing the same thing. They're all wondering how they got a ring. And they're all wore the same rings. Must be the same practical joker that put that sign up. Fort Knox, which is the supply hut.
Oh, was it? But why were all the coconuts inside their
It could be
the
Gilligan's and Skipper's hut.
yeah, I think it is Gilligan and Skipper's hut, because that's where all the coconuts were piled up at.
Gotcha. So it looks like Boris is watching from the lagoon in his boat with his binoculars. And he's barking out orders to them. Attention,
Well,
robots. It's time for a dress rehearsal. Guard protective devices may have been put out of commission. So skip all that jibber jabber and make it sound like there's no security.
Yeah. What's a gamma lace to cloud?
Gamma laser cloud. Gamma rays. It's a ray by the sun. So it's like saying it's
Okay.
a high powered, like a kind of like a sun laser.
Well, gotcha.
That's how the Incredible Hulk got his powers, was from gamma rays.
Oh, okay,
Now
cool.
move in and take out all the gold bullion, he says. And of course, we're all in a trance.
You know what will make this episode so so much better? They do blow the door off, but I thought it'd be really good if they just made like a big huge hole in the wall there, so there instead.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, like I will made like a really big hole like half destroy the hut type thing. But I suppose they got told they can't actually destroy anything.
And here we have the second appearance of our Gilligan mobile.
Wonder how many episodes this thing's gonna be in.
I'm sure I can look it up somewhere. But I do remember that it was stolen after the series went off the air. Somebody took it. They wanted to keep it. I doubt if it lasted very long.
All
And
right.
now they're also piling the coconuts into it.
They tell them that go just slow, faster, faster. Now the way they did that effect there, they just sped up the film, didn't they?
Yes, right. You're supposed to be robbing Fort Knox, not taking a guided tour. Faster, faster.
And they just start running into each other.
No, no, sloppy, sloppy, he says. What does he expect, right? Apparently his work needs a little bit of fine tuning. Please be neat, sweet, petite, which is a plug for the TV show The Addams Family.
Oh, was it?
Yep, that's one of the lines from the opening. Neat, sweet, petite when they show grandma.
Oh, gotcha.
Get up there.
And Suzanne here is away from the keyboard, but she's listening. And other Greg says, "Sweet island car." Yeah, it is a pretty cool prop. I would love to have that prop to be out there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I wouldn't be able to afford it, but I'd love to have it.
I can imagine if it still existed, the value, it'd be worth a lot of money as a collector's item.
Is it not around anymore?
No, it was stolen from this show as soon as it went off the air.
Huh? God, everything got stolen from this show.
So even Star Trek people start stealing props from it. Faster, faster. Now, give me the gold. Give it all to me. Of course, that's the last thing you want to ask them.
He just starts getting belted with
Right.
coke.
They start throwing them at him. Right. Not that way, you stupid robots.
Then up he and he drops the control. Too bad he didn't drop it in the sand.
Right. Unfortunately, drops the controller and it breaks.
Yeah.
When he does that, they all wake up from their spell. They're all like, "What is this? What's going on?" And they see him. And they're yelling, "No, rescue us. Come back. Don't go away." They don't realize who he is. And come back. We're stranded. Gilligan says, "I'll get him."
Yeah, he drives
Right into the lagoon.
Yeah, with that car there, what they, if the professor was really thinking there, they could have strapped like four like logs onto the side of it as a kind of a pod to their
Oh,
waterproof the bottom
yeah,
there and put a
yeah,
propeller on it.
like a little paddle car.
Yeah, because I seen a couple Cubans that were escaping from Cuba there back when quite a few years ago. They actually took the body of a truck, replaced the wheels with barrels there. Then
Oh,
they put a little propeller on the back of the thing. They actually got to about 12 miles off the coast of Florida before they were stopped by the Coast Guard.
I guess they're watching too much Gilligan's Island.
Yeah. Now those are the type of people you don't want to let in right there. That shows they got some ingenuity and actually useful.
Right, right, and they're not lazy, exactly. Now they're decided it's pointless to try to build a raft again, so I guess that solves that issue.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Hall has. I don't know what the surprise is, but he has Gilligan be uh be their driver, which
Right.
basically they put that other lagoon pretty darn still intact.
Yep, put it back together. I notice how they had the little stick sticking out of the top. It's supposed to represent an antenna. And of course, it does not have a radio.
Yeah,
Oh, we're late, so ignore the signals. Ma'am, Mrs. Howell, thank you.
and Gilligan takes off. It really. I'm guessing they sped up the camera for that shot too, where he sped off into
Yes.
the forest there.
And special guest star Vito Scotti as Dr. Boris Balinkoff.
Yeah,
I
and
always like his work.
yeah, and PvP says Gilligan needs to put a meter in the car and big money giving rides. Yeah, but
That is true.
Mr. Howell's the only one that has Buddy on the island.
Yeah, you're right about that. What good's a meter? Unless they offer to do work in exchange.
Yeah, but
All
Gilligan's
right.
too nice of a guy for that.
Yes, he is. Gilligan's the type where he probably volunteers to do a lot of it just because he enjoys it so much. And now we are ready for our next episode. I lost my place. Oh, Topsy-Turvy, which is episode 10 from season 3. And this next episode aired on Monday, November 14th, 1966, which means I was 2 years old. While the castaways prepare for a possible attack from headhunters, Gilligan hits his head on a tree and begins seeing things upside down. The professor prepares a cure for him, but only makes him see double instead. I wish they wouldn't give away everything. I'm wondering if I should stop reading those descriptions because what it should have said is the professor prepares a cure for him, but it only makes things worse. It should at least leave a little mystery to it, in
And
my
that's
opinion. That's
actual like description that was like in TV guides, or was that just the
internet
description they put in the book?
internet movie database. The book that I have does not have each individual description of every episode.
Okay, good. Well, that's internet database for you. They give away they just summarize the entire episode instead of leaving anything to mystery.
Exactly. All right. So here we go to our next episode. This is going to be episode 10, as I said. Topsy Turvy. Try not to get a copyright strike and get it shaped up just right. Get my subtitles all set.
Okay.
Bear with me, everyone.
So PvP says so. Karloff was in the episode. No, that's
Vito
Vito Scott.
Scotti.
Yeah, Vito Scotti there who was playing tribute to Karloff.
Karloff was
And
still alive at the time. This is about the time he was doing those Roger Corman movies.
okay, and other Greg says early Uber.
Yes, it
And,
is.
PvP says Mr. Howell probably used to taking cabs. Gilligan could have a steady income.
Well, you would
Yeah,
think after 15 years on the island, he would be rich.
yeah. And Sky or Susan says, Pop, You're only 1 year older than myself.
Oh, very cool. Well, hopefully you're healthier than I am. And we got our opening scene.
Yeah, and we actually get a returning character.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, because he's the witch doctor.
Another returning character is right. That's two in a row.
Yeah. Eddie Little Sky there, who's the witch doctor Voodoo, and he was also Haruki and Gilligan's mother-in-law.
Yes. So we get the same headhunter. In fact, this, if I hear what's going on, you can't hear it because obviously we can't play the sound. But you can hear the drums. And what they're doing is they're searching out a cave to hide because they're assuming that they hear the drums, headhunters are not far behind. So this is another reference to the original movies that I referenced in the very first stream of Gilligan's Island. Five Came Back and Back from Eternity. Those are the two movies that were made in the 30s and the 40s that Gilligan's Island borrowed heavily from. And part of that theme was that if you hear the bongo drums, the closer they are and louder they are, the closer they're coming to get you. So they're hunting out, like I said, a tunnel, and here's the one they found. A cave, I'm sorry, a cave. And Skipper says, here's the cave I was telling you about. But is it big enough for all seven of us? And a big water supply and everything, so they're planning on hiding out. And
Yeah,
Gilligan starts shouting, home, home, and we get an echo.
yeah. I think after this many years on the island, they will have found all the caves by now.
Yep, I guess it's still part of it's unexplored. Gilligan gets spooked and starts to rush in there, and they hold him back. Come back here, Gilligan.
Hmm.
We need to collect some spears and clubs and everything, he tells them. And
Oh,
Gilligan gets a little too excited and he runs and unfortunately hits his head on the branch.
yeah,
So Gilligan is saying first it was day, then it was night, then it was day. So I guess that's telling us that he was blacking out.
yeah. That's signs of a concussion there. No, no. I wonder why they decided to go with this angle because there is actually no disease that after hitting your head there makes you see upside down.
I know. I think it's just as a joke,
Yeah, I know it's meant for
possibly.
the joke, but like, I thought they would just go for like the original like thing, like the double vision or the triple vision or whatever instead of the
Well,
upside
they're
down.
holding off on that without too
Yeah,
much spoilers. They're holding off on that, I think.
yeah.
Upside down, what are you talking about? Of course, they don't know what he's talking about. They're confused. And he tells them that everything's upside down. And now we head back at the huts. So Skipper tells him, you just sit here and I'll collect the spears and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And the professor heads over to the supply hut to see if he can figure out a cure for Gilligan.
yeah. I I don't know. That'd be kind of weird seeing everything upside down. Walk. I thought that'd be kind of that'd be interesting. I tell you that.
I'm guessing it probably make me nauseous, probably make me sick to my stomach. I better be careful. I almost fell up, says Gilligan. Or you stay. Yes, all right, little buddy, you stay right here. And here comes Ginger.
Oh, this part made me laugh so hard. It's like it makes. Oh shoot!
Oops. Hope everything's okay. And Skipper wants fresh water for the cave, says Ginger. And I'm going to point something out here, guys. What we're looking at here is from the actual Blu-ray. And if you guys watch this, I don't know if you watch this or not. I don't know if you use the physical media DVDs or the Blu-rays, or if you use a website to stream it from. But we're going to get a scene here that I don't know if it's in all of the copies or not. I'll show you what I mean. And why have you got your eyes closed, says Ginger? And of course, Ginger doesn't know about what's going on with Gilligan, so he's trying to explain to her. So he's got his eyes covered up. And he says, that's not what I'm afraid of. He says he's afraid that if he opens his eyes, the dress might fall up. He said, because you're standing upside down. Of course, that confuses her. Gilligan, that's ridiculous. And he's teaching. This is what I'm talking about. This one scene here is in black and white. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a scene that they had to restore, perhaps that was not in the syndicated versions. But usually, when you're watching a color show from the old days like this, and it pops up in black and white, that usually signifies that it's a remastered and it's a scene that they pulled out of somewhere that was not in the original stock. But when Gorilla comes back, I'm going to ask him if it was in color when he saw it. And then immediately switches back to color. They don't explain it that well enough for the Count of Monte Cristo. So we had Mr. Hal practicing his swordplay. Aha, so you're hiding in there. Thurston, be careful with that thing, she says. I'm protecting you from the evil headhunters, my dear. And he gets interrupted. And then accidentally stabs that big old trunk of theirs. And the sword sticks inside of it, and he's struggling to pull it out. Darling, he's like, whatever are you doing? Well, if I'm going to have my head hang on a wall, she says, I want to be properly coiffured and chapeaued. So only Mrs. Howe would have that kind of vanity. Yes, what the professor said. So now they're talking about what the professor said. And he said to collect swords, rocks, and stones. But Mr. Howe thinks that he can save everybody with his sword here. I'm sorry, spears, rocks, and swords is what the professor told them to collect. And Mr. Howe thinks that he can defend everybody with his spear, which immediately breaks. And then he realizes maybe not so. Exactly, oh, what did the professor say? He said. Well, he said that our only chance for survival was to hide in a cave. And Mr. Howe says, oh, good heavens, it took generations of breeding to get the Howes out of a cave. Let me check out my good friend Gorilla here. Oh, Gorilla had to step away for a moment. I hope everything's okay. I'm going to go ahead and get caught up in the chat really quick. Hello, Nemesis of Eden. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Nemesis of Eden says, hail, you beautiful beings. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Pop Culture, Gorilla, Random Thoughts, Suzanne, Eckstein, PvP, OG. Yeah, very cool. Nemesis of Eden says, Lemon. And PvP says, hi, Lemon. Hi, Nemesis, sorry. And Suzanne says, Nemesis, hello. And black and white does seem odd, says Pleasant Valley Picker. And LDG says, wait, why was that in black and white? I think it was a restored scene that they had to pull out of somewhere. That's what I'm guessing. Like I said, what you're seeing here is a Blu-ray copy. I need to watch it on one of those movie sites that streams and see if it's the same way on there. LDG says, sorry, I'm stream bouncing and just come in for that black and white scene. Oh, no, that's cool. That's cool. PvP says, you think they'd have all the film elements. Not always. Sometimes they tend to lose them, especially if they're going for the original masters. And LDG says, where'd Gorilla go? I think Gorilla had a little bit of an accident. Hopefully he's okay. I hope it's not involving his dinner. I know before the stream started, he was making ramen noodles. I hope I hope it's not burning. Oh, computer died. Okay, Gorilla. Well, we'll be here when you come back, Gorilla. Good luck with that. Nemesis of Eden says, hail LDG, free the net. I hope you're doing well. And LDG says, I'm doing okay. Thanks, Nemesis. And Nemesis of Eden says, don't forget to like if you haven't already. Thank you, Nemesis. Yes. And LDG free the net says, Gorilla spilt soda on his keyboard. LOL. I hope not. I hope it's okay. Hopefully he's able to recover and rejoin us. And PvP says, I'm guessing Gorilla Cable came loose again. Very possible. But Gorilla, if you can hear us, you're welcome back anytime. Okay. So now the Howls are talking about the cave again. My dear, you reason with men at the Harvard Club, not with men who carry clubs, he says. And she's talking about perhaps offering them trinkets that perhaps that they're childlike. And if you offer them a trinket, maybe they'll accept it. And first they offered him, well, maybe we'll give him diamonds. And he says, oh no, the Aborigines will never know that they're real. So they want to give him cubic zirconias or the fake diamonds, I guess. And now we have the professor reading up on how to correct Gilligan's vision. Gilligan, you're a very lucky man. And he's saying there's a berry on this island that can help. It has remarkable curative properties of optic disorders. Bad enough having eye trouble, now I've got optic disorders, says Gilligan. And then Marianne says, the capybara berry, no, I mean, sorry, the professor says the capybara berry may be a cure for your condition. And Gilligan says, I'll eat anything if it helps. Now, there are a variety of capybara plants here on the island, but I want only the red berries with the green dots, he says. Marianne, you mean we'll all have to go out and pick them? He says, yes, but I'm not going out in the jungle alone, she says. Not while those drums are beating. Because as a reminder, everybody, I know you can't hear this, but the whole time you can hear the drums beating, and that's why they were talking about hiding in the cave. But here, the drums suddenly stop beating. So when Marianne says, not while those drums are beating, Gilligan says, what drums? And they realize that they've stopped. And Professor says, well, they only attack when they have the drums. And since we don't hear a drum beat, Professor's assuming they're not going to be attacked. But in reality, the drum just broke. Not make drums like they used to. Now cannot collect heads. But they discuss it and say they're going to collect them anyway. And it looks like Marianne apparently is the first victim. Poor Gilligan, sure glad I don't have his problems, she says. And then Ginger calls for her. Marianne, I think I found some. And as Marianne walks away, the headhunter falls to the ground and misses her. Oh no, they have to make green. I have to have green dots on them, so the ones that she found are the wrong ones. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Well, the professor thought so. There we have the headhunters, but we never actually saw one. The farmers have a saying, says Marianne. It's the wolf you don't see that's the one you have to worry about. So I guess you don't know anything about wolves. And then Ginger says, are you kidding? I come from Hollywood. Let's concentrate on finding more capybara berries. Oh, that name, that cure sounds worse than the disease, says Ginger. And they hear a noise behind them and they say, did you hear something? Or did you say something? And when that happens, the headhunters hide. Of course, as we all know, it's a comedy. Otherwise, headhunters would not hesitate to attack. But after all, this is Gilligan's Island. And once again, they miss. I can't tell if it's a quarter to 3 or a quarter to, or 15 after 9, he says. So he sees a tree with some fruit and he wants to go after it. And he says, maybe I'll do better if I close my eyes. And there he is. He bumps into the papaya tree and he's happy. So he pulls one. Just as he does, when he moves out of the way, the headhunter misses hitting him and strikes the tree instead. Let me check the chats. Thank you for being patient in the chats, you guys. I appreciate it. And Stream Elements is working. That's great to see. And Gorilla says, "It's booting up now. That's good to hear." And yes, please check out Anti-Derivative Joe's channel. And Pleasant Valley Picker says, "Perhaps this will lure Gorilla back." Well, it's always worth a try, isn't it? And PvP says, "LOL, Ginger Wolves line was hilarious." Yeah, especially in relation to Hollywood, right? That much has not changed a bit, apparently. There's Gilligan with the fruit. And of course, he's lost his balance, so he's crawling back to the table. And he pulls out his pocket knife, and here comes the headhunter behind him. And he drops his knife, and as he drops his knife, he bends over to pick it up. And just as he does, the headhunter swipes and cuts the papaya in half. And then here we get shouting from the left, "Gilligan, are you around, boy?" And that scares off the headhunter. And then Gilligan notices the papaya is cut in half, and he says, "I didn't do that. I don't remember cutting that in half." "Gilligan, we've seen the cave, and it just won't do," says Mrs. Howell. Of course not for her. She probably wants two-story. Hold on just a moment, guys. I got to mute just for a moment. All right. "Gilligan, we see the cave, and it just won't do." "Gilligan, my boy, you have bursitis?" So they're confused why he's looking upside down, trying to see them right side up. And Mr. Howell says, "Gilligan, Mrs. Howell is talking." "Well, okay, Mr. Howell, I'll try," he says. Oops. "Dear, I think he's trying to tell us something," say the Howells. He says, "I'm trying to tell you a lot of things. I see everything upside down." And he says, "The drums have stopped." "No more headhunters," says Mrs. Howell. So now, like I said, they're assuming that the headhunters must have called off the hunt. And now they're talking about throwing a party and celebrating. And now we're back in the supply hut with the professor working on the cure for Gilligan's vision. "I hope this medicine works. You can't go through life like that," he says. And then Gilligan says, "Yeah, imagine going through life not knowing which end is up."
Hey there. Oh, did we lose Pop? I guess so. Oops, I forgot to remute the. Yeah, no. So I guess while we're waiting for Pops, there. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the whole upside down thing with Ginger there. I thought that was funny with Ginger. Gilligan just kept covering his eyes like what kind of man would have done that? Every guy would have wanted to see that, especially like on a girl like Ginger and stuff. Yeah, I hope so too. There, Suzanne. He might have clicked the wrong button, or maybe his computer died too. Yeah, this damn cord on my computer there. It doesn't quite fit right, and I must have bumped something so that. Well, as soon as I said PvP at DM, I'm not quite sure. He was up here a minute ago, but as soon as I popped back on, he disappeared. So I'm not even sure where we were at in the episode there. So I guess if I. Oh yeah, the professor was making that concoction there, and one of the things that's funny that Gilligan didn't want to spill the whatever he was putting in there, so he dumps it on the professor. I was like, "Oh come on, professor! Why don't do that? Why would he even ask Gilligan for help?" There, yeah, no, it didn't end quite yet, but uh, uh, well, no message pop here real quick, asking them what happened. Uh, oh, there he is. Hey, he's back.
I guess we're both having issues at the same time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my cord just came loose on mine.
Yeah, mine just the internet went off. I apologize, everybody. I'm really sorry about that.
Well, you're all right.
Let's see. I take it you're catching up on the chat.
Yeah, we're all caught up on the chat there. I was just talking about where we were left off with our professor. I was laughing about the whole ginger thing when Gilg was covering his eyes there. I was like, what kind of man is he? Most guys want to cover their eyes.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand. We're both getting. Usually, one of us gets hit with internet problems, but not both at the same time. It's like that's not
Yeah.
very good.
Well, mine wasn't aired. That was just core and there. And PvP says I voted for the second episode for two reasons. No Karloff in the first one and ridiculously inept headhunters for second. That made me laugh. Yeah. Yeah, that's an LL Gorilla PvP called it. He said it was your plug.
Ugh.
Well, it's not hard to predict there when it happens every stream. Oh,
I know it's too bad. I'm really sorry, guys.
all right. Oh, there was two mistakes that I want to point out once we get to them.
Okay, so we haven't gotten to them yet.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, Gorilla. When you watched this episode, what did you watch it on?
I watched it on Tubi.
Tubi. All right, I'm gonna go back here a few frames.
You talking about the black and white scene?
Oh, it was black and white on Tubi as well.
I did not notice. I was listening to the stream while I was waiting for my computer to get up. I did not notice it, but that don't mean nothing. But if you get, I suppose I could.
Oh, it's no big deal. I was just curious. So Skipper comes in. He has a bunch of berries, and he says to this professor, "Is there anything else I can do?" And he says, "There's one more
Oh,
thing you can do." And he says, "Get Gilligan out of
hey,
here."
can you share it?
Oh, it stopped sharing. Duh, what am I doing? Tonight is just a disaster. I really apologize, everybody. There we go. So Gilligan knocked over the table. Skipper comes in with more berries and says, "Is there anything else I can do?" And he says, "Yes, in order to make this experiment an unqualified success, get Gilligan out of here." Come on, Dr.
Yeah.
Kildare, which is a
Yeah. What?
reference to a TV show back at the time.
Okay. Why would he even ask the professor for any kind or ask Gilligan for help when he knows Gilligan can't function in the best of times, let alone in when he's seeing everything upside down?
Yeah, that's true. For little guy, you sure can get in big trouble. So Skipper, in order to humor Gilligan, is standing on his head. can talk to you without falling down or up or sideways. And Professor notices, Skipper, you are standing. Of course I am, Professor. I thought I was working too hard, he said. So
Well,
he says, let's go, Gilligan.
this is awfully nice of Mister or from Skipper there, for you to stand upside down for him.
Yeah, he was doing that so Gilligan can see him upright.
Yeah, and it looks like Tubi fixed it because I'm not noticing it unless there's only a like couple
Interesting.
frames.
Give him some of that stuff before I kill myself, says the skipper. And he falls to the ground. Now take one sip. And Gilligan notices how it smells terrible. And Professor said, just wait till you taste it. Oh, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. It was horrible, he said. All right, now, Gilligan, very slowly open your eyes. What do you see? And of course, he's seen double.
Now I thought I see the line going down the middle there on that the
No,
place
no,
double.
no. They didn't have to do the double exposure here. They just used the lens that it was the camera lens,
Okay.
which saved a lot of money actually. And that way, the characters all move in sync at the same
Wait,
time.
wait. They got a lens that does this.
Yes. Remember when we watched The Fly? They had a lens that showed like 36 different frames at once when they showed it through the eyes of the fly.
Vaguely. That was quite a few months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year sometime when we watched The Fly, the original 1958 version. One Skipper, two Skipper, three Professor, four. So he's counting them. And now back to the headhunters sharpening their blades.
All right, on this, watch this tree scene here real quick. You can see us. You can tell it's pre-cut. You can see it before he
Yeah,
strikes it. It's
yeah,
pre-cut.
palm tree.
And they actually, I think they reused this prop.
Very
Yeah.
likely. Very likely.
I think, I think it was a Bang Bang Bang. And the episode Bang Bang Bang.
Well, they're talking about what the double vision is from the capybara berries. And the professor says, well, I've got to find some kind of cure for my, or professor says, we've got to find some kind of cure for my little buddy. Thanks, Skipper. Skipper. Of course, he's repeating everything twice because he sees two of them.
Yeah. Oh god, that made me laugh so hard for some reason. Yeah, it's the
And
stupidest little thing, but but it made me laugh.
that's okay. That's what it's for. And Professor notices that the pupils are extremely dilated. This entire problem is probably a temporary reaction to the capybara extract. And here come the howls. Yes, I did it concerns our young friend here. And of course, he sees double the howls. Well, lucky boy, imagine seeing
Yeah,
4 howls at one viewing, says Mr. Howell.
yeah. You know that outfit that Mr. Howell's wearing? You know what the last episode we saw that in?
Was that the one from the most dangerous? Well, the most it was the hunting one, right? Where the guy was trying to hunt them down and kill them.
It was from Gilligan's mother-in-law.
Oh, okay. I know they used it in the episode where they were trying to hunt them down, and I was talking about how it was taken from the most dangerous game. And I was really talking about it. We need help from the Howells, and he's talking about labor, but no, Mr. Howell offers a sizable sum to medical science.
Mhm.
And Mrs. Howell says, I'll go see him on visiting hours. And the professor says, no, we must go into the jungle
Well,
and collect capybara berries.
well, I can't remember what Mr. Howell said he was going to donate a bunch of money to some charity, like some
Yes,
needy children's charity or something.
exactly. But that's manual labor, says Mr. Howell.
Yeah,
He says, manual labor never hurt anyone. Well, it never helped anyone either, says Mr. Howell. He says, but it's for Gilligan, and he says that's the most unkind cut of all, appealing to my sentimental side. Sorry, guys, it's hard to remember all the text. Once again, that's why we encourage you to go and watch this on your own. Well, darling, let's cooperate and pick berries, says Mr. Howell. And she says, what if they see us, or what if we're seen? And he says, we'll
Yeah,
wear dark glasses, no one will ever recognize us.
yeah. I think that they do that at like a lot of Hollywood stars too. They'll like wear the dark glasses and a bonnet over their head, thinking nobody
Yes,
would recognize them. And it's like
right. The old incognito act.
so then then everybody recognizes them. They go, how did they recognize me?
Right. You stay right here now, little buddy. Oh, by the way, Gilligan, there may be other side effects, he says, caused by the sun's rays and the dilation of your pupils. And the reflection could cause hallucinations.
Oh, they had to tell them that. Just had to tell them.
So you mean you think I might be seeing things? And he says, Gilligan, that's what the professor means by hallucinations. To put it more simply, don't believe everything you see, says the professor. You mean if I see the creature from the Black Lagoon, I shouldn't worry? What if I see Bridget Bardot in a towel? And of course, Skipper says, call me. She was a sex symbol
And
back in the 60s, guys. Sorry.
yeah, that's one of those. That's one of those dated jokes there because like yeah, I'd have no idea what the heck he's talking about. But of course, I don't think that's also could be a sign of good comedy where you do if the jokes can be funny for the time, it doesn't necessarily have to age well. There. Oh, did we lose Pop again?
Sorry, I didn't mean to let my dog down.
Okay, I'll reach out while you're doing that with your dogs there. Oh, Greg says cheers, and PvP says girls plug unplugging is a running gag now. Suzanne, he goes, it's fine, Pop, all good. He needs it. Yeah, but the problem is the money on that side there. Eller Greg says I need a new plug. No, what kind of plug are you talking about there, Eller Greg? I'll behave. I'll behave. PvP says, oh, watch this on the DVD. I didn't know it's black and white, but maybe Blu-ray restored its seat only available in black. They might
Possible. I'm just guessing.
yeah. And PvP says excellent Huey Lewis and the news reference, Euler.
Yes. So Gilligan sees a table with bananas on it, and he decides he's going to go out there and try to grab some. I guess those capybara berries gave him an appetite.
Yeah. Now, did you notice that every time they set the berries down, it sounded like wooden balls dropping?
It did. I was thinking, I wonder which prop they used, and I was wondering if maybe they were radishes.
No,
They
it was
never, they never really show close-ups of them.
no. I think it's just painted wooden balls attached on the string
Possible.
because cataberries or whatever they call them there don't even exist, so they had to make a prop for them.
Yes.
I wonder what the banana budget was on this entire show because Gilligan eats a lot of bananas.
That's what I'm thinking when they show fruit. They probably use the real stuff because it's actually cheaper than making a prop.
Well, then you can see then they can get the realistic thing of the actor actually eating them. But like
Yes.
Gilligan eats a lot of bananas in this show. It's like I wonder what they had to spend in the hundreds of dollars for their banana budget or
I wonder if
thousands.
I wonder if they kept them on stock there so they can have them for snacks.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
Gilligan sees the headhunter and believes that, well, maybe I shouldn't believe what I'm seeing. So he ignores them.
Yeah.
And of
And
course, now somebody's calling and it scares them off once again.
Yeah, and these guys were kind of you think they could take on the two girls and all that.
I know, yeah.
But I suppose they did it for the comedic effect. They're
Yes.
yeah,
There they are. There's a bunch of berries.
yeah.
There,
I
one
think
there,
we.
and
Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
oh yeah. Well, I think we do get a couple close up shots of them though.
On the other could see, yeah, but I'm saying close enough where you can see the red berries with the green dots. I don't know if they show that. Kind of like a strawberry. It sounds like.
Okay.
And Gilligan says that he's seen two of them, and then Ginger says, "Imagine if there's two of us. One of us could work, and the other one could stay home and sleep." And then
The,
Marianne says, "Oh, you would just spend twice as much time under the dryer and
the
twice as much
dryer
time ironing Killjoy."
and dishes.
And right,
And yeah, Ginger didn't like that.
I'll wait here for the rest of you. And the girls head off, and as they do, they are captured by the headhunters. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to show this without getting copyright warning. And Gilligan doesn't notice, and he picks up the berries off the ground, and he starts to peel a banana.
Yeah.
And just as he goes to take a bite of the banana, it falls, and he ducks down under the table to grab it, and the headhunter misses his head again.
Yeah. Worst headhunter ever.
Yes. So now we get the howls come out calling for Gilligan. It looks like they're all excited. They got their sunglasses. They've been out hunting berries all day. Oh, hi,
Oh,
Mr. and Mrs. Howell and friends.
yeah.
Because he's seen double. No, no, no. Skill, my dear, skill. So they've only, between the.
Oh, Pop had to meet there. And
Yes, I
he's
did. I had to tend to my dog for a minute. I'm sorry, my dogs, when I get it on the streams, they are constantly wanting attention. I don't understand it. During the day when I'm not streaming, they're okay. They're chill. There's no problem. But now they suddenly always want attention. I don't know. But I do apologize, everyone.
yeah. No, but I was laughing so hard. They're acting like they worked so hard and they found a whole crap ton of these berries and they each pull out one.
One.
then
Well, I
then
hope
they're
I succeeded.
yeah. Then they're like, we're exhausted. We're gonna go lay down.
Exactly. That was too much for them. And that's one continuing prop that, continuity wise, that they don't seem to forget, which is a good thing. And that's Mrs. Howell's always got that brooch on. And they established that from the very beginning of the series. That's right. Very exhausting, but well worth it. And then they go to rest. And as they do, they get captured as well. And by the way, if you're wondering, they're not able to yell out because, as you can see, the hands over the mouth, they're being gagged. Or don't you hit my wife, says Mr. Howell. Get that knife out of my way, he says. And there we have the Marianne and Ginger also inside the cage. Oh, they got you too. Of course, Mr. Howell's still telling jokes along the way. And they're saying, why don't you tell them who you are? Like that really matters. Oops. Good idea now here. Look here. I am Thurston Howell the Third. Who's head man here? Local headhunters, 802, huh? Good idea. And that's what she says. Offer them the trinkets. Offer them the trinkets. And he says, good idea. Get the trinkets. And he holds out money and he says, I don't think they understand me. Well, I understand him perfectly. We're going to wait for the professor, Skipper, and Gilligan.
No, I thought well, there. It, it's kind of funny. Mr. Hall doesn't understand that they don't care about money. They don't. Their society
Right.
doesn't function on money.
But he does. Language, please.
I didn't
But he
say
does.
nothing.
You said
I
give
said
a.
I said
Well, anyway.
functioning. I said functioning. Like it
Okay.
doesn't function.
Sorry. Thanks. I have an idea. It always works. Of course, that's what a rich person would think. They think their money's going to appeal to everybody. And this would not be the first time he's offered them money either, by the way. They've been on the island before, as Gorilla mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Now here they are sneaking up on Gilligan. And now we have the skip. The professor interrupting. Skinny one must be a cat. Has 9 lives, they say.
Yeah. And it's so funny. It's one thing that the island people had had a cat there that had cats, But it's a whole other thing that they took in a Western superstition or myth there with cats having 9 lives, having in their culture there.
Exactly, like they would know what a cat is.
Well, the cat part there I can understand. Maybe they have one, or maybe the British people dropped one off, visiting the islands a long time ago. But the part with the whole 9 life superstition is the one that got me.
Exactly, right? How would they know that?
Mhm.
And he says there's headhunters, and all 8 of them? Oh, never mind. They don't understand that Gilligan's looking at them, and they're right behind them. Just one sip, close your eyes. Don't open them again until I tell you to, says the professor. Your vision should be cleared. So now they're trying a different mix of the potion. Gilligan takes a drink of it, and the professor says, now open your eyes. And unfortunately, now he's seeing 5 of everything.
Yeah. Now, realistically, this would take hours for it to get into his bloodstream and actually start working.
Yes, you would think, right.
But
But being a sitcom, yeah, we want immediate results.
time and all that. They could have done like a sitcom, like an hour later, all of a sudden working, or something. But they need the time. They need to go now, now, now. Yeah, and plus,
Yeah.
then that probably wouldn't work for the later scene.
Well, and you'd wonder, what about the headhunters and the other castaways in the cage? Sorry, my voice. Be right back.
While you're doing that, Suzanne says, "I'm enjoying your stream, Pop. Thanks for streaming." Well, Pop says, "Thank you." There, and Suzanne says, "My animals are being real needy tonight as well." Yeah, well, my cats for some reason are leaving me alone tonight. So,
Well, I guess you did something right.
yeah. And PvP says, "Who's headman?" Now they need real hunters to be politically correct. I know,
That's
right?
true. Right, not
There's
allowed to show that anymore.
yeah. Well, yeah. If we have to call for the diverse cast and the people, and it has to be the same people and then acting the role, or however they put it, they need real hunters to show it properly.
Exactly.
And PvP, you couldn't even
Depict.
depict them. Period. I bet.
At least they went to the effort. If you look at them, they at least look like they're like, I'm guessing, Latino or Indian, American Indian. So at least they went through the effort of that. They weren't white people made up with makeup.
Well, I thought the one he has the Native American name, Eddie Little Sky.
Yes, but
Yeah,
sometimes they would change their name in order to get a job.
yeah. And PvP says I thought they were all headband.
Yeah, you
And
could say that.
anyone remember the '80s song Headhunter? I don't.
I don't believe I do.
Yeah. And Suzanne says scurvy yipper sure do.
If I heard it, I'd probably recognize it. Now the professor is explaining that it's some sort of weird geometric progression. And he's saying, Gilligan, forgive me, as soon as you get rid of all those people, says Gilligan. And here's where he mentions the professor's talking about reversing the process. Here, Gilligan, close your eyes. He said, maybe it's too strong. We need to dilute it. So he tells Gilligan to drink water out of that gourd. Drink this water. Now keep drinking. All right, open. I know you want attention. And lo and behold, it works. He's cured, yes. And then Gilligan says, yeah, except for those natives back there. And they say, what natives? And he says, the ones right behind you. He says, the ones I've been seeing all day or imagining all
Yeah.
day. Like the one who's about to grab the professor, he says. Uh, Gilligan, you haven't been imagining. He's real, says the professor.
Yeah.
And Gilligan runs.
Yeah. Run, Forrest, run! Now, I noticed that they never have the machetes right up close to their neck there. Is that like for safety precautions or is that a sensor thing?
I'm guessing it's a sensor thing because I doubt they're sharp at all. They're probably rubber. But sensor wise, yeah, because it's a family show, yeah, they're not going to show too much danger. So there goes the professor and Skipper, also captured. The only one that was able to get away was Gilligan, which leads us to believe, for all those naysayers out there that say Gilligan's always making everything fail and ruining everything, here's an example of no. We do have episodes where Gilligan is the only one there that saves the day.
Yeah.
So
Now,
don't believe everything you hear, guys.
yeah. Now, I got a question. There's three headhunters, right? And there's three of them capturing Skipper Professor and trying to catch Gilligan. So why did Mr. Howell and the girls leave while there's no one guarding them?
I'm sorry, why did they what?
Why did they try escaping when there's no one guarding them? All three headhunters were catching Gilligan, Professor, and
Yeah,
Skipper.
right. Right. And they established that you could reach through the bars and open it up because Mr. Howell tried to do that and they yelled at him.
Yeah, it's not like with the Japanese episode where he had the thing booby trapped with grenades.
Exactly.
It's like why? So the funny part is all three of them are gone, and no one tries to escape. Like they're institutionalized already.
Right. Right. All they're doing is just standing around waiting for someone to come and rescue them. So Gilligan counts the headhunters one, two, three, and one of me, he says. If I could only get them outnumbered.
Yeah,
Outnumbered, and that gives them an idea. So now we cut back. Gilligan back at the campsite, and he grabs a bowl with a cup of bora berries.
yeah. Now, this is a scene that is brilliant yet stupid at the same time. What? Okay, yeah, get them to drink it so they sees so that they start seeing five times as many people and all that. But stupid and thinking, are they going to actually drink it or am I just going to get captured because I thought maybe they would drink it.
Well, that's why they show Gilligan acting like it's really yummy. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I get.
yeah, but you never know them. Who's to say they would fall for that?
Well, I know you're right about that.
Yeah,
So now they're listening to the natives talk, and the professor can remember now. The professor understands their language, and they're talking, and the castaways ask the professor, "What are they saying?" And he says, "Well, when they take us back, they're going to have a formal ceremony before they kill us." And then this is how they're taking us back to their island. And then this house says, "Did you say formal ceremony?" Yes. Oh well, then that professor, nobody who gives a formal ceremony can be all that bad. She says. Anyway, professor, you speak their language, and they're asking, "Why can't you speak to them?" Well, Ginger, it's not a matter of talking to them. Let's try and be friendly. So they all decide here. They come up with this idea here. What harm can it do? So they figure it's all smiles. You and they call them over, all goofy smiles on their faces, which does nothing for the natives, of course. They're just like, "What is this?"
yeah, yeah. They all look like a bunch of kids getting told to smile for a school photo.
Right? They're probably and the headhunters are probably thinking, Are these people crazy?" It would appear they don't make friends. They say, "Well, I'm not giving up hope," says Marianne. Not as long as Gilligan. Well, Gilligan's still free, and then maybe he can rescue us. And Skipper says, "Gilligan, rescue us?" And when they say no, he'll probably walk right up and get himself captured. Oh
and
no! And here they go. Now they see Gilligan
and
doing
cutscene.
exactly that. And here's Gilligan with the bowl of capybara berries. Mmm. So he's acting like he's drinking from the bowl. Darn this thing. He's acting like he's drinking from the bowl. And he's saying, he's rubbing his belly. And he's looking up. I'm guessing looking up to show them that he got it out of a tree. But and now they're thinking, oh no, our hero, what a way of getting us saved. He's just getting himself captured. But no, they're excited. They're wondering what he's drinking, and they're fascinated. So they grab the bowl from him and immediately start passing it around and drinking it. And Gilligan just casually walks up to the cage, and they're basically saying, Gilligan, what are you doing? And he says, I got an idea. And he says,
Yeah.
oh no. And he says, I have ideas.
All right.
Well, I thought of that. Go ahead.
On the scene coming up, there's a mistake. If you watch the cage there when they all walk out.
Oh, without it being locked?
Yeah, well, not being locked, but two of the walls disappear.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I thought of that berry juice, which makes you see double. Makes you see three times and four times, says Gilligan. And now they're like, oh, yes, then they'd see four times as many of us. Professor, it's an excellent plan. I just wish somebody else had thought of it, says the skipper. Of course, skipper's always a naysayer.
Well, Gilligan kind of does have a history.
He absolutely does, right? But sometimes he'll surprise you. He is actually, after all, our hero. Well, because Gilligan's the only one I know that can snatch defeat right out of the mouth of victory, says the skipper, which is a play on the words. Look, they're drinking the potion. And there they are passing it around. I know I'm going to get a copyright strike for this, but a horrible TV station. I hate them.
There is a remedy thing there. I thought on how to pursue false claims.
How?
I'd have to look it up here.
I don't know
But
if you saw. I don't know if you saw the text that I was sending YouTube on Twitter, but they pretty much ignored me. They wouldn't even. I even asked them. I said, "How do you know that that company even owns the rights?" And they wouldn't give me an answer to even that. And Gilligan says, "Well, if it takes as long on them as it did on me, which is we're assuming it should be take just a few seconds." And now it looks like they're affected. And here we go. Here's where Gilligan just opens up the cage, and apparently it's not locked, or he unlocked it. They didn't really show it was off camera.
yeah.
And now the castaways are all shouting to scare them away.
Well, if you look in the background there you can tell that there's no bars right behind them.
I'm looking. It's kind of hard to tell, especially because it's shaped like a triangle. But if you guys notice in the chat, let us know.
And hey, Brad Wolf.
Hello, Brad Wolf. Hail, hail. We are watching Gilligan's Island. Sit back, enjoy yourself. They don't look very fierce, but oh well. They are lovable castaways. And there goes the headhunters. It looks like they're all there. The walls. Yeah, are they still missing? You there, Gorilla?
Yeah.
Are the walls still there? Are they missing?
Now I think they're back.
Okay.
So I
It
guess
might have looked like that. It might have looked like that because of the lens.
yeah.
The professor looks pretty fierce there. And we have them in the lagoon and comically swimming away, of course, like we do many of our endings. And the castaways all rejoice. You did it, Gilligan, you did it. And Gilligan officially did save the day, everybody. You did see with your own eyes. And we cut to the next day. And Mr. Howe gave me a neat $100 bill. That's not bad at all. In today's days, that's probably $1,000. And Ginger gave me a neat kiss, says Gilligan. How come she never gives me something good like a slingshot? Tokens of appreciation for saving their lives. They do the same thing for me. And here comes Marianne with a delicious looking banana cream pie. Gilligan, I baked you a banana cream pie, she says. And Gilligan, of course, drinks from that bowl. No, 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 Gilligan. That's the capybara berries. Gilligan, and he says, that's the berries. And he says, I know it. He says, now I've got 5 pies. So that's why he drank the berries. He wanted to see 5 times as much. So now he starts to try to grab the pies and he keeps missing them because obviously they're not all there. And he gets frustrated, unfortunately, and hits the board on the table, which slings the pie up into Skipper's face. And we get our closing. And this is a tale about castaways. And we got our Eddie Little Sky, Alan Jaffe, and Roman Gabriel as the natives. Now, Eddie Little Sky, that definitely sounds like a Native American. Alan Jaffe, not so sure. And Roman Gabriel, Roman's usually a Latino name. So yeah, I'm guessing that they're Latino or American Indian. So I do give them credit for that. Will do their very best to make the others comfortable in a tropic island nest. And once again, I have to shout out the wonderful Gerald Freed. I should get that clip from Star Trek Amok Time. And every time they show his name, I should play it. That's obviously the thing that he's most remembered for. And we got our closing credits. And remember, everybody, it's a Glad to See You production. And Glad to See You is a production company owned by um, Phil Silvers, who was playing Harold Hecuba, the Hollywood producer, in an episode just a few weeks back.
Yeah. Oh, Pop. On for when this episode was in syndication, there, uh,
Uh-huh.
there the part of the scene there where Gilligan drinks the potion, he gets to see 5 pies. That was taken out, but they left the pie in the face for Skipper.
They skipped out the whole scene with the 5 pies?
Yeah, but
Shame.
Skipper got the pie to the face still.
Right, I understand that, but well, they cut out a good joke. I mean, that is so shameful. Once again, everyone, a reminder: physical media, physical media. Screw this streaming garbage.
Well, this was TV Land right on cable.
Oh yeah, and TV. Right, don't even watch it on TV because they'll cut it out so they can squeeze in more commercials.
Yeah, streaming has the whole thing, but syndication has it there. And also, this was the fewest costume changes for Mr. Howell and the girls.
Oh, very cool.
So,
And by the way, one of the headhunters, when we just were talking about, one of the headhunters was played by Roman Gabriel. Gabriel was the starting quarterback for the LA Rams at the time. The final appearance by the late Eddie Little Sky. Oh, so the head headhunter passed away not too long after this. I had to say. And Ginger calls Mary Poppins again in the episode The Hunter. That's what I was talking about when you were talking about how Mr. Hout was dressed.
yeah. So,
Thank you, Mary Poppins. Was it exactly 21 minutes and 46 seconds? That's an allusion to obviously the book Mary Poppins. It's also anyway. I'm not going to explain that. You guys know what Mary Poppins is.
yeah, it's from the 1964 Disney film.
Correct.
All right.
And I sorry for your feelings and your fifis ahead of time, everybody. But I'm not a fan of Mary Poppins. Sorry, I didn't mean to rain on your parade. Go ahead.
Yeah. Should we catch up on chats here before we give our grade? Or give
That
her,
would be wonderful. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. And this PvP says, what group is that song? And Scurvy here said Front 242, I think is the name for that Hunter song.
Right, 242.
Never even heard of them. And Grill said, or Suzanne says, Grill, this cat still hasn't had those kittens yet, and she's going to explode.
Ooh, yeah, that means she's definitely going to want a lot of attention.
Yeah. And PvP says he doesn't remember it. And PvP says, okay, Scurvy, heard of them, but not their songs.
Okay, cool.
And Scurvy says they are Belgian.
Oh.
And Scurvy says they didn't have a version called Eggnog Hunter.
No. And poor PvP, he's gonna be getting that joke until for years and years from now.
Yeah. And Suzanne says Gilligan is super smart in this episode.
Yes,
we are smart. he made the show go. Reference to the Packlins. And PvP says, "LL Scurvy." And PvP says, "I am Eggnog Hunter starting
Starting
in
in
October."
October.
And PvP says, "Eggnog Hunter might be a cool superhero, but he'd only be relevant 3 months of the year."
Oh, yes, that's very likely.
There. Scurry says, "I'm looking for eggnog to sell it at 10 times the price." Huh.
Well, it's already so expensive, it'd be hard to tell.
Yeah. And Bradwell says, "Hi, y'all. How are you? How are everyone?"
We are doing amazing. Thank you, Brad. Hope you're doing well.
Okay. And Scurvy here says, "PvP, that could be his sheen to make eggnog
Scheme.
relevant year round."
Yes, scheme.
And PvP says, "Will Gilkins, Gil Killingon, Gil
Well,
Gil
Gilligan view it like he's turning into the fly. I think it's just a typo.
Yeah, I know it's the type. I was just making joke there, trying to pronounce
Oh,
it.
okay.
Gilkigans.
Gilligan.
They corrects himself. And
With
Brad was
Gilligan.
glad to hear PvP. And Brad Will says, "Gilligan, good guy, but not the one you'd usually want to be on your team if you want to win." He love Gilligan's Island. No, Brad Wolf, you just got to know how to use him. He's the
Or
kid.
right, or make sure he's on the other team. That's one
Yeah.
ploy. That's one way to take advantage of his abilities
No,
or inabilities.
no, like say if he's on your team for paintball, someone has to be the cannon fodder, someone has to be the bait.
True, true. The bait, right? The lure.
And PvP says Scurvy, of course, his corners of the eggnog market stores millions of gallons in a refrigerated fortress of eggnog and is a year round.
Absolutely.
And glad to see you.
Yes, it
And
is a play on the word glad to see ya. That was a phrase that Phil Silvers used all the time.
yeah. And Suzanne says that was fun. And
Thank
T
you.
agrees
I
with
think
you.
so too.
PvP agrees with you. Cable is the worst.
Yeah, me TV land, all that garbage. Stay away from it. Get the physical media. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah,
Plus, you can watch it whenever you want. Nobody has to tell you when you can and cannot watch it.
yeah. And PvP says Mary Poppins' first film at 6. Love it.
Cool.
And Bradwell says, "I'm doing all right, thanks."
I am glad to hear that.
All right, we're all caught up.
All right, very cool. And a reminder, everyone, there is a poll in the chat. If you'd like to, please feel free to vote on which episode or which presentation you like best or coverage between these two episodes. And then in the meantime, we are going to talk about what our personal favorite is. And I'm going to biggie this and ask Gorilla. Gorilla, which episode did you prefer the most? And tell us about your channel a little bit.
Oh, the first one, though, even though I get nitpick the crap out of that one there, it's fun. You can't go wrong with Vidiscato. The Headhunters one, that seems. I kind of wish if we're gonna do like continuous Headhunters ones, they will put the
Uh-huh.
episodes closer together instead of spreading them out across all 3 seasons. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, make it like a recurring problem, and then also the problem like would disappear eventually.
Oh,
Versus
yeah.
have it spread out.
Totally makes sense.
And and especially if you've had it like sooner in the thing there, then that the cave stuff would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the first one.
You're gonna go with the first one, okay? Which was ring around the. My memory does
Gilligan.
not serve well.
Gilligan.
Yes,
Ring
ring
around
around the
Gilligan.
Gilligan. Thank you. Sorry, guys, my memory is not 100% what it could be when I'm on medication.
Yeah.
And tell us about your channel there, Gorilla.
Well, on Wednesdays, the reason Gilligan's Island is late an hour later then is because we're watching 2 episodes of Justified there, which is really good show for it being in the 2000s. It's there, and but me and Jeremy have been really enjoying it. We had a couple good episodes tonight. Uh, Tomorrow we are cringe stock, and those are getting exciting there because war's been declared. Though I this week is not really the worst of the. I wasn't going for worst of the worst because I'm trying to catch the Ghostbusters. I'm gonna ride the algorithm with Ghostbusters 2016
Might as well.
because
Might as
everybody
well.
else is talking about Ghostbusters right now, so might as well go for the ride the algorithm there. But war's been
Exactly.
declared after up, and
Right.
then
And anytime you can get a good laugh at what's her face's expense, go for it.
Melissa McCarthy's.
And guys, don't forget, and also Bigfoot's on in that movie as well. The one with the big
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, and then tomorrow we've got our Walden streams have gotten way better. We got some really good banter going on. If you've seen the clips that have clipped out of there, some of the stuff that's come out of our mouths, and that's not even half the stuff there that I could have probably clipped from some of the Walton streams. There, we get going on a thing there. We just roll with it. It's a lot of fun there. Then
I agree.
on Saturday we're reviewing the actual horror a 2021 horror movie called Megan. There, it's from 2021. It's an AI one, which I gotta go talk to. I gotta talk to Pickles about getting him on there because he's our AI guy.
Now it's another killer doll movie, right?
It's what?
Killer doll movie.
Yeah, a
Okay.
killer AI doll. And then
Killer
on
AI doll. Okay.
Sunday, tune in as we get a live first reaction from PvP on Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. But
Yes.
I think we'll be start doing that one maybe about 2:30, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'd have to get
Nice.
with PvP on that one though. No,
Very cool.
uh,
Anything else you'd like to add?
nope. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to shorts this week or not. Doing some
Okay.
shorts.
Do check out Gorilla's shorts, everybody. He's got some great ones too of his son who just recently won a contest. And I highly recommend it. The kid's cute. And you can tell he's a good boy. Lucky
Yeah,
you, Gorilla. Lucky you.
yeah. I tried to keep the kids' faces out of that though, but I
I know,
tried.
but when you send that to us, we're the only ones that see it.
Yeah, no, I
Even
was talking
though,
about the
yeah,
video I posted on YouTube.
oh, well,
Yeah,
even then on the video, you don't show your son's face, do you? Don't you just show
no,
the referee
well, the guy that pulls the bar.
string, right? So, and he's an adult, so I
Yeah,
think it'll be okay,
yeah, Marshall wouldn't care.
right? Besides, maybe it'll make him famous, and he'll get something from it. So you never know, right?
Right, right. All right, on to the thing there. And good night, Suzanne. Good night, Oler Greg.
Yes. Good night, you two. Thank you for being here, and I hope you all get a good night's sleep. And I will see you guys soon. Hopefully Saturday on my rumblings from the lab stream. And let me see here. I will say I really enjoyed them both. I know I say that, I said it before, but I really, really enjoyed them both. But I guess if I had to choose, it would be the Headhunter episode, I guess. But I do, like I said, and I'm not kidding. I really enjoy the episode with Vito Scotti, where him as the mad scientist. But I do like the Headhunter episode because we get all the wonderful guest stars playing the Headhunters. We get to see Gilligan save the day, and it's not necessarily a bottle episode because I know a lot of people don't really think about when you think about bottle episodes, you don't really think about Gilligan's Island like we do Star Trek. But in my opinion, whenever we get an episode of Gilligan's Island and it's just the cast, no guest appearances, they go nowhere, then that's usually, in my opinion, a bottle episode. So I know tonight we got two episodes with guest stars, but I really did enjoy the second one the most, without babbling too much. Sorry. So yeah, I enjoyed the second one the best, Topsy Turvy. And as far as my channel is concerned, Saturday night we should be back with another amazing stream of Rumblings from the Lab. That'll be Saturday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then this Monday coming up, as a reminder, everybody, we will not have an episode of Lost in Space, but we'll have a special edition of Rumblings from the Lab on Monday. And then Tuesday, we'll be back with our horror sci-fi stream, which I'll be announcing here in the next day or so. I need to hustle because today's already Wednesday. So I need to get with my good friend Nemesis of Eden, and we need to decide what movie we're going to show next. And I guarantee you, it will not be a disappointment, and it'll be a blast for everyone. And then Wednesday, we'll be back with two more amazing episodes of Gilligan's Island. And remember, everybody, right now we are currently on season 3. So we're going to be wrapping it up pretty quick. We're getting close to the end. And once we do, after that, we're going to be moving on to the amazing series Night Gallery. So it's going to be a change of pace. I know right now everybody's used to the comedy on Wednesday nights, but when we shift to Night Gallery, it's going to be a little more horror based. But I think you'll enjoy it, but because it's done by the amazing, wonderful, and talented Rod Serling. And now let me get my ugly mug out of here. There we go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share the results from the poll. And let's see what everybody voted for. Bear with me, guys. I had to kind of close that window and reopen it when I lost the internet connection. I don't know why. Like I said, it was odd that Gorilla and I both had internet connections the same time. I mean, it was right around the same time, not only the same night, but right around the same time. And I thought that was odd. It's almost like somebody's working against us. You never know. All right. And present. And here I am talking to myself. And you guys are probably thinking, what is this idiot doing? And here we go. So here's our poll. And I want to thank you all for participating in the poll. I really do appreciate that. And poll complete. Looks like we got 10 votes. Which episode did you enjoy the most? And it looks like 60% said Ring Around Gilligan, and we got 40% for Topsy-Turvy. Amazing. Excellent results. Thank you, everybody. All right. So we have our opinions. Gorilla and I have given you our somewhat review of the episodes. And we also covered the poll and giving you the results of that. If there's any questions and if you want to ask us before we close out the stream, now's the time. You're more than welcome. And Gorilla, are you there?
Yeah.
How are we doing on the chat?
Oh, yeah, we got quite a bit here. So,
Perfect.
Bradwell says, yeah, get physical media while you still can. Companies are trying to get rid of physical media so they can control what we see and when. It's shameful.
Right, just like it used to be back in the old dark ages. They want to return to that again. So, no, no, no.
All right. And Suzanne says, PvP now the best eggnog recipe out there. I sent it to him. He says,
Oh,
thanks
very cool.
again, Suzanne. And PvP says, or not PvP, Screwy says, eggnog love.
Eggnog love.
Oh, Greg says, I'm going now. Good night, everyone. Night.
Good night, older Greg. Have a good one.
And Cringe is Ghostbusters, right? Yep.
Yes, it is.
And Walton's better episodes in season 3 too, Gorilla.
Right, and considering he's showing Walton 2006, I mean, Ghostbusters 2016, that's like cringe dialed up to 11. So yeah, be prepared for that one, guys. That sounds like a very interesting stream. I know I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make sure to send you a link directly because I'm kind of I've been putting the actual link in the chat less and less, especially after I had some guy in the private chat talk about well, we won't go there. I can mention it afterwards.
We don't need it's to avoid trolls. So yeah.
And PvP says years from now, Grill's kid becomes famous as a winning NASCAR driver.
Yeah, that's very cool.
My kids, I don't think my kids that interested in it. And PvP, the music video of the Headhunter actually features many eggs. And Scurvy voted for Topsy-Turvy too.
Very cool, and I agree with you on
And,
that.
and PvP says me too. And it says, thanks, Pop, for the stream.
Oh, it is my pleasure, and I apologize once again for the technical difficulties, everybody.
Yeah. And PvP says, looking forward to that gallery, Pop.
Oh,
Love
so
that
am I. I'm
movie.
so excited. And my co-host is going to be Stone Racket, and he's a big. I mean, he not only is he a fan, but he has been a fan for like decades. He used to be involved with the old Yahoo when Yahoo had groups and the old Night Gallery Yahoo group, and he used to converse back and forth with the guy who wrote the book on Night Gallery. So I'm really excited. In fact, I've got to get that book ordered. It's going to be pricey, but I'll get it ordered, and it'll be like similar to the ones you guys have heard me reading about Lost in Space and Gilligan's Island, where there's a whole bunch of behind the scenes info, and it's going to be an amazing stream. I can't wait for it. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
didn't mean to go on too much there.
And Scurvy says, I'll get a bumper sticker. Don't blame me. I voted for Topsy.
That's right. I didn't vote for the other one. I voted for Topsy Turvy.
And good night, Brad Wolf.
Oh,
Yeah, you have some work
sorry
to
to
do.
hear that. Yeah, Brad's got work to do. Sorry to hear that, Brad. But good luck and thank you for being here.
All right, that's all the chats.
Very cool. Thank you for participating, everybody, once again. And is there anything you want to add, Gorilla, before we close this out?
Nope.
All right. So with that, everybody, once again, thank you for the patience. I know we started a few minutes late, and like I said, I know we had a few technical difficulties, but overall, I'm not going to give up that easily, and I'm glad we were able to finish the stream. So with that, have a great night and a great week, everybody. And if I don't see you sooner on somebody's chat somewhere on someone's stream, then I will see you Saturday night for Rumblings from the Lab. And have a great night. Take care and peace.